Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 3. And there's a lot more questions this time, so let's get right into them. First question's from John Cross, who asks, what Yu-Gi-Oh products, great start, are you going to open this year? Well, I think we've established already that I'm going to open up some Dawn of Majesty, although there's been a change of plan with that. Billsy, Silver Cyclone, is unable to go halves on a case with me now, due to reasons that I'm not sure I should discuss on here. So what I might do instead is just buy a couple of boxes, and any of the starter stuff I don't get, I'll just try and pick up in trades if I can. I also would like to open up the Mega Tins, because Blue Eyes and Dark Magician support, but I don't know how many tins I'm going to get. We still don't even know what those cards are, or whether or not we'll actually get promos this time. I hope so, because it kind of sucks that we didn't get any last year. Getting more hollows in the packs did make up for it, but the promos are what really make tins special. And depending on what's in Maximum Gold 2, I'll probably get that as well. I haven't decided yet. Oh yeah, and I plan to get Brothers of Legend, which I swear I mentioned a couple of times already. There we go, that's what I plan to get this year. Next question is from A Carter 51, who asks, favourite new card that came out this year so far? I think, to be honest, that honour would go to Utopic Dragonic Ultimate Utopia Ray, the cover card of Lightning Overdrive, and one of the best Utopia cards we've had in a long time. He's an awesome card. I like him. Express Gaming replied and said that his is Roxrose Dragon. Of course, we have yet to see that in action, at least in duels on my channel or the Team Sorcerer's channel. Next question is from Wyvern Watch. Have you ever thought about organising an online tournament with your friends using your decks instead of you playing against yourself? For that matter, have you thought about organising small tournaments with just your friends? Could be good for the channel, thinking maybe Edo Pro. Could be played slow time, maybe one round a week. You could film as an observer, and potentially commentate. Yeah, I did read that, and me and Express Gaming did kind of try it out the other day, with our own Pegasus Challenge tournament. Go and check that out on Team Sorcerers if you guys haven't done so already. Semi-finals will be up later on this week. But in regards to the Dark Richician's Deck Grand Championship and its spin-offs, which is what I usually do, it's just easier to do it by myself in quite a few ways. That being said, Express Gaming did offer to assist me with Series 7, although the thing is, though, is that if I do have someone assisting me with the Grand Championship and its spin-offs, they'd need to really learn how to use my decks. As one of my concerns is that, no disrespect to anyone, of course, but one of my concerns is that they might play the deck wrong and make mistakes that end up costing them the game. I don't know, a few people, myself included, that tend to make misplays that end up costing us the game. And I feel like it would just be such a shame to see, rather than the deck being played the way it's supposed to. But I see what you mean, though. What you said here would be better, of course, and it would be nice to have some commentary rather than background music. So we'll have to see about that. But as for organising small tournaments with our friends, whether it's on in real life or on Edo Pro or whatever, I feel like that would be something I'd only want to do on a temporary basis. Because obviously, as I said before, I ended up officially retiring from tournaments like last year, like at some point after lockdown started, and I don't really want to play in them anymore. Apart from the Grand Championship and its spin-offs, obviously, that's the only exception I'm willing to make. That being said, though, at the same time, like I've mentioned a few times already, I did decide to make a temporary comeback to them and play in them with my 15 Epic Elite decks, just to see how far I get and see how I do against competitive decks with them. So it could be proper tournaments, or they could be these fun ones you suggested. And then, of course, once I've used all 15 of those decks, the plan is to go back into tournament retirement for good. I won't want to play in them after that. The thing is, I stopped playing in them for like 3 or 4 reasons. Like, I got fed up of a few things. Like, I got fed up of the meta and just decks that I hate and don't generally like playing against, not drawing my sided cards when I need them, getting fucked over by end of match procedure, and dealing with players who take the game far too seriously. Now, I'm sure that last one won't come up if I do these small fun tournament things, but I'm just saying that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing in like proper tournaments, or at least that was the reason when I quit back in November 2019. But yeah, they're just, all those things are just stuff that I'm fed up of and just don't want to deal with anymore, just in general. So why do this tournament challenge, you guys might ask? Well, what can I say? The curiosity is too strong. Like, I could just not bother with tournaments at all, but I'm just too curious to see how my Epic Elite decks would do nowadays, and I feel like if I don't do it, I'll be wondering what might have been for a long time to come. I'll probably end end up running into those issues, which caused me to retire. But who knows? It could be worth it in the long run. So yeah, that's that. Next questions are from Matthew Welch. 1. Since you have a character deck collection for Yugi, Jaden, Yusei and Yuma, have you ever thought about making one for Yuya and Yusaku? I did think about it, yes, but I kind of can't be bothered. That's the thing. Because I remember in the late Zeal era and round about the time Pendulum era started, I initially wasn't going to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 because I couldn't be bothered, really. The same with Vrains. Initially I had no intention of watching them, and that led to not really being interested in making character deck collections for them. Of course, that being said, I did of course end up watching both series, although I didn't start watching Arc 5 until what was it, February, March 2015, and then sometime after the announcement of Vrains, a couple of months or so, I ended up watching it anyway, just to try and get an understanding of how links and link summoning worked. So I was still kind of confused. Of course, although I started watching those series, I still didn't really feel like making character deck collections for them. The other thing is, this goes back to something I talked about before, where I decided that I didn't want to make any more collections, because I have enough of them as it is, and some of them, regarding some of them that is, I've had to get some pretty expensive cards for them, like the Ghost Rare collection, for instance. Picking up all 5 Ghost Rares from Ghosts of the Past, including 2 copies each of Dark Magician and Firewall Dragon, just hurt me. It was such a pain. And then of course there was that collection video I did in the early days of when Team Sorcerers was around. I did that 58-minute video or something where I showed off almost all my collections, like 58 minutes, and that wasn't even all of them. It was crazy. I think I'd rather just work on the collections I already have that need working on, really, like the band card collection, the Yugi character deck collection, which I talked about already, because I need the Kuribo brothers for that, and just any new Prince of Dark Magician that come into the TCG. It's just easier, let's be honest. I also need to pick up a few more cat cards for my cat collection, because I remember seeing a picture that Unicorn Cards UK put on Instagram where it said Happy Cat Day, where it had some cat cards, including Cat Shark and Lunar Light Cat Dancer. And then that's when it occurred to me that there's still some cat monsters that I'm missing. I need to pick those up. Oh yeah, and Lunar Light Blue Cat. Although the archetype is annoying to play against, at the same time, like, I do appreciate the fact that there are cute cat monsters in there. Question 2. Would you like to see a sequel to Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions, to see a full duel between Atem and Kaiba in ancient Egypt? Yeah, that would be very cool to see, actually. I feel like the result would be predictable, though. But it would be fun to see, most definitely. Of course, that being said, in terms of movies, there's two things that I would like to see even more. One is a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX movie, because so far we've had 2 original series ones, then Bonds Beyond Time, which, by the way, is my personal favourite of the 3, which was a mixture of the first 3 seasons, kind of. But we haven't got any movies based on the other series. I know Billsy would love to see a 5Ds movie. I myself, being a GX fan as well as original series fan, would love to see a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX movie, like something that takes place like after the events of the series finale, and seeing Jaden go off on some kind of adventure after graduation. Although, here's what just occurred to me. Because the season 3 finale and the entirety of season 4 wasn't dubbed, I feel like it might be confusing if it came out in English. I don't know whether I don't know how many people only watch the dub and not the sub, therefore not knowing about season 4. I don't know. I'm sure something can be figured out. And another idea I'd like to see, which is, I feel like is something that should have happened for the 20th anniversary, is another team-up movie, where Yugi, Jaden, Yusei, Yuma, Yuya, Yusaku, and even Yuga team up against some big villain threatening the world. Like, why? Why hasn't that happened? Why can't it happen? Like, that's something I really do want to see. Like, even if they split up into 2 groups or something, and like have different duels, like, I don't know, who knows how that would work, but I still want to see it, damn it. I feel like an opportunity was missed there. In fact, why we didn't get a 4th movie to celebrate the 20th anniversary is beyond me. Anyway, the last few questions are from Express Gaming. 1. Would you rather... Just kidding. Really, Kaiden? Really? 1. What ghost rares do you think would be next to come out as ghost rares? I think it'll be Slight for the Sky Dragon and Obelisk the Tormentor. Yeah, I agree. It wouldn't surprise me if we got those in Ghost Rare to join the Winged Dragon of Ra. but they'll just be so expensive though. They'll be a pain to get. 'Cause I remember when the Ghost Rare Ra came out last year, it was like £500, then it dropped to 300, then 200, and I heard it went up again. So I imagine the exact same thing will happen to Slifer and Obelisk. Another Ghost Rare that I think we'll get at some point is Red Eye's Black Dragon, and all 5 pieces of Exodia. I mean, it would make sense, I guess, because Red Eyes is the only one of the 3 classic boss monsters that hasn't had a Ghost Rare printing. And I wouldn't put it past Konami if one day they made Exodia Ghost Rares. Like, oh my god, like, I imagine the value of those would just be too damn high. They just hurt my wallet. Like, I'm starting to think that I kind of don't really want any more Ghost Rares. Like, they're just too expensive and too difficult to get, and it's just disheartening and discouraging for collectors. And of course is one of the disappointments of Ghosts from the Past. Yeah, like I said, that set was just overrated. There's just hardly any great reprints. The only fantastic cards in there are the Ghost Rares, but even then they're too damn expensive to get hold of. So much hype, but just a load of disappointment there. 2. What new Blue Eyes and Dark Magician support would you like to see in the new Mega Tins? Well, for one thing, and this is something I have said a few times already, is something that can search the Eye of Timaeus, damn it, or any of the legendary dragons, really. Because as I've said before, it's just absolute bullshit that Rod, Circle, Inheritance and Soul Servant can't grab the Eye of Timaeus because it says Dark Magician Monster and doesn't specifically list Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. It makes no sense. Like, they're the only 2 monsters in the whole archetype that can be used as a fusion material for something. It's just ridiculous. So it's like, either we get something that can search it out so that it's easier to use, or the Eye of Timaeus just gets errated so it can be searched by Rod, Circle and Inheritance and can be stacked with Soul Servant, just to avoid confusion there. Other than that, I don't really know what they could have, really, because like, they have enough support as it is. Like, and it's one of those cases where like, there's such a thing as too much support for an archetype, and Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon and Elemental Heroes definitely fit the category. Like, as much as I love playing all those decks, they've got enough support already and they should give it to something else. So I don't know. That being said though, something that could search for Magician's Rod, Magician's Soul and Apprentice Illusion Magician would be nice. There's nothing that specifically searches out the monsters. Regarding Blue Eyes, I don't know, maybe some kind of spell that can search either a Blue Eyes monster or an Eyes of Blue monster. That would be kind of cool. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything else. 3. I miss your chocolate pranks. Would you do them again soon on a Saturday once they're back? The chocolate wrapper prank was something I thought about redoing. But I kind of feel like it's something that people are going to see coming now. So I don't know how effective the prank will be. Just going up and saying, would you like this? It's low fat. Or should I say no fat? So I don't know about that one. 4. Deck request. Your new updated Poker Knights versus someone's Black Wings. Once, of course, you've got all the cards for Poker Knights. I think you'll find that's a duel request, not a deck request. A deck request would be a request to build a deck. So, yeah, what you mean is a duel request. And I love how you put someone's Black Wings. That's quite funny, although you did kind of break one of the rules there and not specify whose Blackwing deck you want to see. At the moment, besides me, there's only 2 other people I can think of who have Blackwing decks. Weber's 5 and Shieldwing David. But I'm assuming you'd want to see a proper Blackwing deck in action rather than Stall Wings. So I could probably either play my Poker Knights against Weber's 5's Black Wings, or have someone borrow my Black Wings for the duel, and then we'll work from there. 5. Deck request. Again, duel request. Your fish deck versus my sushi deck one day, once I got the other things from it, from the next main set after Dawn of Majesty. Sure, we can do that. No problem. That would be a fun matchup to similar decks in a way. And finally, if a Dalek was real, sorry, I'm having trouble reading this. If a Dalek was real and it didn't have anywhere to go and didn't want to kill or exterminate humans, and he chose you to be its lord and master, what would you teach it to do? Yeah, that was very hard to read, no offence. I don't know, actually. Maybe I'd probably turn it into my own personal butler, I would have thought. Bring me food and drink, wash my clothes and bed sheets. Maybe I could bring him with me to Dead Uni to carry my heavy stuff, or your place, or just anyone's friend's place really, if I'm bringing a lot of stuff. Just to save me carrying everything. And I guess it could give me a ride to places. I believe they can float or fly quite fast. So if I had a way to like attach a seat to it or something, I could use that to get around everywhere. Work, your place, anyone's friend's place, dead uni, Margate, yeah, that's probably what I'd teach it to do. Just be a butler and basically be my chauffeur. I'd feel like an actual lord or lady, as in like women with the title Her Ladyship. You know what I mean, right? I can't think of the actual title off the top of my head. And that is it for questions in this episode. This has been a really long one. That's what she said. I am just going to refresh it, just so I don't miss out on any last minute questions. Nope, that's everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for your questions. And remember, if you have any other questions you'd like to ask me, just post them in the comments down below. And remember, I do these every Tuesday afternoon or evening UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Hey, thanks again, stay safe, see you later, bye bye. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.